Now we've got just under 10 minutes until kickoff, and I'm absolutely delighted to say that we've been joined by an Orient legend, and I don't use that word lightly because ex-Orient winger Alan Comfort joins us on the sofa now. Alan, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and first, welcome to the studio. How are you keeping?
I'm really good, thanks. I've had a lovely lunch in there, so I have to say, if that's what I had to eat to get here, then I'm very glad to have had it.
Well, of course, fantastic meals. If you want to get involved with the hospitality, email p.let@leightonorient.net and you can come for some hospitality yourself. Thanks for the advertisement, Alan. Have you been following the O's much this season? We've been in pretty decent form.
I'm very good form. This is the first game I've been to this season because having been chaplain for so long and come to every game, because I've stepped back from chaplaincy just now, it's meant I've had a rest. But you're obviously watching all the results and things look really good. And it was exactly what I guess you were hoping for with Kenny Jackett becoming manager. Kind of, if you could say, this is how I hope it's going to pan out, then it appears to be going in the direction that you kind of thought it would, with the way the team are playing, the way we're getting results. And so, good for him because he's delivering on what his reputation brings, which is brilliant.
Absolutely, and we've been scoring goals for fun in the previous games, and you've been part of a very successful Orient side yourself. How important is it that we maintain that the consistency and that real drive at goal?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to finish in the straight promotion positions, then you have to be consistent. Then. And you have to keep playing well. And, sometimes you're not playing well, you get results, but ultimately you have to play well more than you don't. And we appear to have, great strengths around the team, lots of experience as well as some younger players coming through as well. You just think, well, it seems steady and dynamic at times, but, it seems the team seems to know what it's doing and where it needs to go. And obviously, if your strikers are scoring, you're not relying on one person to get all the goals, which it feels like we've got goals that can come from a few different places.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably the key, because if you have one player scoring all the goals, eventually the other teams will work that out. And
absolutely. And I'll be honest, you were a tiny bit before my time, Alan, for watching the O's. I'm right in saying you're a dynamic left winger? Will you take that?
Well, dynamic's okay.
But a left winger nonetheless. I'm not sure if you've seen many clips of the young Theo Archibald we've got out here.
Yeah.
I think probably the most exciting left winger since you. I'm not sure if you've seen any clips, but he's been phenomenal.
Dean Cox won't like it.
Oh, sorry, Dean.
He'll be
Sorry,
on next.
Dean.
He won't take it as well as me.
He was an inverted foot. He could play either side. But no, I don't know if you've seen many of his goals or.
And I was just talking to somebody whilst I was having lunch there, and they were referring back to his style being very similar and things. So it makes you feel good, doesn't it? That in some ways, because of the I was a very old-fashioned type of left winger. Stand on the line and touch line, and the ball would come to me, and off you go. And it seems that in many ways that's gone from the game. Although somebody getting a ball, getting past people, getting crosses in will never go from the game. But I think just the style of being so attack-minded in comparison to the sort of team where everybody gets back in and does their part. So I don't know if he plays like me, because he probably wouldn't get in the team if he stood on the line as much as I did. Kenny Jackett would have him off quickly.
Oh, he'd be divisions above, Alan. He'd be divisions above. Now, I'm sure you're going to remember the day very well, seeing as it was your wedding day. But if anyone watching at home hasn't heard this story, I'm not sure where you've been. But am I right in saying it was the playoff finals where you helicoptered to your wedding straight from the pitch? That must have been an absolutely phenomenal day.
Yeah, it's hard to plan a day like that, isn't it? So, but it was when you look back on it, when people say what's the best moment of your time at Orient, which I had a brilliant time at Orient. It was that game, and it wasn't because it was my best game, because it actually wasn't. It was a long way off my best game, but it was a game when we as a team were successful, and I think when you're younger, and I was still young then, you think that success is waiting to come all the time. You'll get promoted here, or you'll do something there, and actually, football careers don't have that many moments, like winning a playoff final and seeing your team get from one division to the other. So best day ever, football-wise.
And the wedding.
Exactly. Well, interestingly, people do often say to me, "Did you think about not playing because you were getting married?" And I said, that never entered my mind at all. And it didn't, honestly. I always thought maybe I can do both of them. The wedding was in Northern Ireland, game in London, kick off 3 o'clock for both, which makes it fairly impossible to do. But Frank Clark managed to move the game to 12 o'clock. We moved the wedding to 5 o'clock, and Sunday Express had a helicopter and an aeroplane and a small plane and a police car. And so as the game ended, I literally hardly washed. The helicopter was meant to land on the pitch. It couldn't land on the pitch. It landed on a field somewhere. We had to get to the field. And I was followed by a drunken Sunday Express reporter. I had to ditch him in the end, and a brilliant day.
It certainly was. Alan, thank you so much for joining us. It's nearly time to pass over to Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock. The atmosphere out there is sounding amazing for the last 50 minutes. I'm not sure if that's the O's fans or the Mansfield fans.
It'll be the Orient fans, obviously.
Of course it will be. But of course, thank you to joining us. And if you are watching along live on YouTube, head over to the Match Centre now to get your audio pass. Or if you're an international fan, get your streaming pass now. It's time to pass over to Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock. But join us back here at half-time when Nick Smacker, the investor, will be joining us, and Nigel Travis will be here at full-time. Come on, you O's!